Alright, so here we have the Seidio spring clip, which is made for the non-cased iPhone 4. And before we get into the review, let's just do a quick 360 of the device so you can see all of the views that weren't shown online. Alright, now just looking at the side, you see that clip has a little slant on it. We'll get into that later. There's the back view. Other side is identical. Bottom of the case, as well as the top. Now, going back to the front, you can see it has a felt liner. This is made to be used with the iPhone facing inward. And again, it's made for a non-case iPhone. This one right here, I actually have an invisible shield, the maximum coverage. So it has the front back casing as well as the sides. Alright, now, again, top has a slant on it, so this case is great. They have a lot of detail in it because it's very easy to use with one hand. Now let's just imagine it's on the belt. Got the one hand. Put the bottom of the case in there with the other hand. Well, the same hand actually. Just push it. At that point, case is secure. I've been using this for 7 days. It's not going anywhere. Has a 7-position changer on the back. So me, I like to wear it straight up just like it is now. But you also have the option to tilt it in either direction. Now, great thing about this case, you don't lose any access to any of your buttons. So, going on this side of the device, you have the vibrate switch as well as your volume controls. Full access to them. On the top of the phone, the sleep awake button, it's right there. Full access to it. Your top microphone isn't covered. And you also have your headphone port. If you're using any kind of non-Bluetooth headphones, you can fit them right in there. Going to the bottom of the case, which it wasn't shown on their website, so I was hoping it would be this way, and it is. But just to show you, you have full access to the dock connector as well as the speaker and your other microphone. That's great. Obviously, you're not going to be talking on the phone with it facing inward, but if it rings, you can hear it, and should you happen to get it on speakerphone somehow, then great, you can talk. The phone, it is advertised on the website to be used facing inward, and even though it doesn't in any way say that you can use it with the phone facing outward, just to let you know, you can't. And like I said, it wasn't advertised, so I'm not disappointed, but I would have liked if you could have used the phone facing outward, just for the fact that I would have preferred to wear the phone like this. If I have it on my waist, I'm not really a ringtone person. I like to keep the phone on vibrate, so if someone calls, I like to be able to look at the screen, see who it is, and from there decide whether or not I want to answer the phone. Now, it does fit perfectly like this, but the only issue is that if you go to the top of the phone where your sleep wake button is, the actual clip, due to its width, if it's hit in any kind of way, it does press that button. So let's just imagine you have the phone on your waist, and you know, whatever, you're driving, you're sitting down, or I don't know, make up a situation. Button gets tapped a little bit, screen is lit. Tapped again, screen goes off. Or if you're in a call and it was double tapped, then whatever that action does, or you know, just whatever the situation is. So if this button was actually just a little bit less wide, it would fit perfect, frontward or forward or rear facing. But again, it's advertised as being a rear facing case, so you can't complain there. Now, in my week of using this case, I haven't had any issues with it at all. And I already talked about how this part right here is slanted, but I think it'll be natural when you first purchase the case to try to use it with two hands, which is what I did first time I used the case. Put the bottom in, then I lifted the clip up with my other hand and placed the phone flat, then let it go. But I mean, just that kind of detail is great, because you literally just need one hand. Put the bottom of the phone in there, press it, you're all set. Taking the case out, same thing. Lift it up a little bit, lean it forward, It's done. And I'm using again an invisible shield, so I can't really compare how it would scratch the screen or anything like that. But again, it's a felt liner, so if you don't have any kind of protection on the phone, I don't see it causing any problems. I think it will work just fine. And whenever you purchase any type of holster, two concerns you usually have with this actual belt clip: how sturdy will that be? And with the actual spring clip that holds your phone in place, how sturdy that will be. With the other cases that I've used, or the other holsters rather, instead of the actual spring being in the back, it was usually more on the top of the phone. And after a few months or whatever, that clip always broke. Now, in the past, most of these types of cases I picked up at the mall or wherever, where there weren't any specific name brand, and in most cases, you get what you pay for. I've heard great reviews about this company for the iPhone 3GS or the 3G, for those types of cases where, if an issue did come up, the few times that I've heard of it, they were always able to get the cases swapped out very quickly and, without any issues. So this does seem like a company that stands behind their product. I purchased this case, or I ordered it rather, on a Thursday. It shipped out Friday. I had it Monday. Before purchasing the case, I went into a live chat just to ask a question, got my answer. The chat was picked up in probably 15-30 seconds, got the answer I needed, and it was a done deal. Good company to work with, fast shipping, and like I said, seems like they stand behind their product. So I had to give this case, great review. Say go for it. Didn't talk about this belt clip yet, so let me briefly get into that. It's very, very sturdy, and I don't think that there'll be any kind of issue with this breaking off. What kind of case was I using before? For the iPhone 3GS, I had one of those DLO. I don't remember the case. Whichever one they sell at Best Buy. Hip. Was it a DLO hip case? I believe that's what it's called. And it was a piece of crap. So like I said, great case. Highly recommended. Go for it. Thanks.